What's up guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first time doing the recording. I hope my voice doesn't sound too funny to you. Well then, allow me to give you a complete free-to-play showcase of our beloved author, Neuvillette. Without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Silence! Stabilize!
Shine down!
Let the mighty...
Now here's my build for free-to-play C0 Neuvillette. Level 90 plus R5 prototype plus Hunter artifact set. Remember, it scales completely on HP, so you should always go for level 90 if possible. It's rather a small investment compared to other things. Well anyway, as you see, my artifacts are still pretty average even after farming in for a month. But even so, you should always go for Hunter set just because it gives him the best damage with almost zero downsides. As for his talent, I triple crown him on the very first moment just because I really like this author and I wanna give him the best possible treatment. Don't be like me though, upgrading his EQ is just a total waste of your resources. They really don't do much damage compared to your Hyperbloom, which only scales on his normal attack talent. So, my recommendation is 10-6-6 or straight out leaving it at 10-1-1 if you're cobble enough to do so. Now that we have talked about my build, let's talk about the team build. There are two rules you should follow when you build a team for him. First, you must bring a shield for him. I really have to say this twice. You have to bring a shield with him at all times. Otherwise, he's extremely hard to play because you'll keep getting interrupted into oblivion over and over and over again. So, for the sake of our sanity, just bring our daddy, Zhongli. Secondly, due to how his passive works, you should always go for 4 different elements for his team. Why? Just see the difference yourself. In this comparison, just like that, it's almost 30% damage difference, which is too good to be passed. Even if you go for Hydro Resonance, the damage difference is still too large to justify it. Not to mention, there's no Hydro unit that really suits him just yet. Unless you're thinking about this girl though. Now, with all the rules set, let's get into the team showcase. The first team I'm gonna show you is a Taser team composed of Fisher, Kazuha and Zhongli. In my opinion, this is the best team for C0 Neuvillette. It has one of the highest DPS combined with the strongest defense from Zhongli's shield together with one of the best grouping ability in the entire game. Besides, the actual best part of this team is the insane versatility it provides. It's extremely easy to play well because there's no fixed rotation to this team. Even if you randomly throw your skills, you'll still be doing tons of damage because it just works. For the second team, it's a small variation for the first team by trading out Fisher for Xiangling. Pardon me my friend, it feels a little bit weird for me to call them in English way. Well anyway, ideally, this team has better DPS since Vaporise is just much better than Electro charge no matter who triggers it. However, unlike Fisher, it's incredibly hard to recharge her without her best partner, Bennett. Everyone has to bring Vaporise and she has to stack at least 200% ER just for smooth rotation. Besides, there's another problem. For her to beat Fisher, you have to double through both Pyro and Hydro at the same time. Not exactly easy to do it since they don't coexist like Electro charge. Most often, you'll find yourself shooting only one of them, missing out tons of damage in the process. But of course, feel free to try it if you're confident in your skills. Since Neuvillette is a Hydro Catalyst, obviously Hyperbloom is a choice for him. Originally, I thought this thing is just playable, which serves no purpose in meta. However, after testing it myself, it works much better than I expected. His own damage is really good even in Hyperbloom team. But still, too bad he doesn't have off-field Hydro like Xingqiu and Yelan. Nonetheless, this team is still a good choice for him. By the way, you can evolve this team into Archon team. Neuvillette, Raiden, Nahida and Zhongli. All your skills last more than 20 seconds and you won't ever need to worry about the rotation. Honestly, among all teams, this is the team I have the best experience with. I really recommend you to try this out. You won't regret it. By the way, there's one team where you can ignore the rules I gave. Permafreeze, featuring Ganyu, Venti, and Mona. This team has insane crowd control ability which allows you to drop your shield box for a change. When Neuvillette is on field spitting water, there's no way enemy can unfreeze, let alone escaping from Venti's black hole and attack you. You might ask, what about the damage loss without 4 elements? Well, it's compensated by Hydro Resonance and most importantly, Mona's Burst. For your information, Freeze extends Mona's buff duration by quite a lot, which normally only lasts for 5 seconds. But of course, you can always follow the rules and replace Mona with Zhongli. It's quite the same. Anyway, it's a really fun team, so definitely try it out if you have all the members, just don't bring it to the boss fight though. Now rules are meant to be broken, isn't that right, darling? Wanna break the rules for team build? Take a look at his C1. The price is definitely heavy, but his C1 is literally a perfect counter to both his downsides. Honestly, I would rate this as one of the most broken C1 we have ever seen in the entire game. So, for this part of the video, I'm gonna show you things that is best tried with C1 Neuvillette and above. No need to worry, I'll still be using a C0 Neuvillette for it just to let you know how he does without it. So that means, let the suffering begins. First one is definitely the Hypercarry team, featuring double Hydro plus Kazuha plus Zhongli. This team has the highest potential of being the best team for C1 Neuvillette in the future. However, as for now, there's no suitable second Hydro for him yet. Well, guess what? Our cute little Felina is coming in the next patch, so most probably she will be his best partner. But who knows? You have to dream for it. Now, Tartaglia is gonna be offended once again. The good old international team, but with Neuvillette. It's quite decent, but not strong enough to replace him entirely. The reason is, due to his kit, it's hard to double through with Neuvillette. Besides, his Hydro application is nowhere near enough for Xianling to do her job. Also, it feels a waste if you pair Bennett with him since he only scales on HP. However, that's also his only advantage for this team, because you'll never get one shot with him since he's much tankier than Chao. When was the last time you see a double Electro Taser team? Well, C1 Neuvillette actually makes this ancient team viable once again. For your information, Beidou is one of the few sub DPS that can trigger with charge attack. Combined with Kazuha and Fisher, this team really packs a punch, especially against clouds. Also, it's quite satisfying seeing all the numbers flying around. As for the final team, Nilou is always openly recruiting Hydro and Dendro units. That obviously include our little otter. Funnily enough, C1 Neuvillette is the only Dendro Hydro unit that has 100% immunity to interaction. That makes him one of the best on-field drivers for this team. However, just don't compare him to Kokomi though, she is definitely the true dragon in this team. Well then, this marks the end of the showcase. Since Neuvillette is a Hydro unit, obviously there are other teams available for him. For this video, I only chose the most expected team for him. Don't misunderstood me, it doesn't mean other teams are straight out bad. It might just be me missing their potential, so don't be shy to experiment them out yourself. As for my opinion about C0 Neuvillette, he's definitely quite strong. However, you'll need C1 to fully enjoy him because team choice at C0 is really limited. So my recommendation is, go for him only when you can afford his C1. Unless you absolutely like the character just like I do. I will be staying at C0 until the next version just to make a comparison when the time comes. Anyway, that's all for the video. Thanks for watching, and if this video helps, please like and subscribe. I will be seeing you soon. Peace!